to Crunch Time. My name is Jack Bogdan.
My name is Alex Grendling.
And this is thank you. This is our game of the year at the Crunch Awards 2010. We've made it this week. We've gone through. We've had some winners. We've had some losers. Everybody wins in our hearts, but really,
statistically, more losers.
Statistically, yes.
Sadly, but not really. Because they were nominated.
We're celebrating just pure winners.
Everyone is a winner. Everyone is a winner on Crunch Time.
We would say if you've seen any of our Game of the Year stuff, any of our Crunch Awards for the year this past week, all of those games are games you should not only own but play. We endorse them. But
said.
These are our Game of the Year. Like, these are not only like multiplayer and single player and replay value and on the go and solo and downloadable and all that stuff. It is the top of the top. It is the best of the best of the year. And here they are, nominees. First up, Mass Effect 2. I mean, just what an amazing game on all fronts. I mean, it literally... the level of connection you build with your characters and your team and the way they tell the story and the voice acting and the dialogue tree system and the ability to interrupt and all of the... Oh, God, it's such a refined version of Mass Effect. This is the game I wish Mass Effect 1 was, and I wish Mass Effect 3 can live up to how fantastic this game was.
It has to. If it doesn't... that's going to be really sad.
It will be. But it boggles my mind, the level of connections between choices made through Mass Effect 1 and 2 that will have to play out in Mass Effect 3. And I can't wait for that, to have that moment when, oh my God, that decision I made 2 years ago is coming back to haunt me now.
Right. Yeah, and all of this is further aided by the fact that there is such a rich history in Mass Effect universe. It's not quite up there with Star Wars because, God, it's Star Wars. But I spent a lot of time just reading the codex in this game and getting all the history of these characters' species and the planets and relations, from one species to another, and the Krogan Wars and all that stuff. It's just crazy that it's there.
There's a wealth of backstory that you can read into or see happen and see references to. I mean, the thing is, if you choose not to read it, you'll probably hear about it from the locals in a certain area.
Or you'll read part of it and go, oh, so that's what he was referring to when I was talking. Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
Call of Duty Black Ops. I mean, this is the total package. It's a total package. It is an amazing single player experience, and it is a solid multiplayer experience.
Yes.
And I honestly, and the way they told this story, through the visage of Black Ops Classified, very going back, like, remember, Mason, go back to this Black Ops mission you did 20 years ago, and like it shoves you back in time. I mean, whereas I would say in Modern Warfare 2 it seemed very forced when they did things like that. This made sense, and this was just explored really well. And the questions that were being asked were relevant to what you wanted to see happen in the story.
Right. And, that was my big fear going into this, was that it would be Modern Warfare 2, where you have, like, Captain Price riding an EMP nuke through the atmosphere, and then blowing it up over Washington, and blah, 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 and all this stupid crap. And this one... while crazy and oft-times unbelievable, was still had its feet firmly on the ground.
Yes.
And
it was as close to being ripped off the ground as you would allow in a story like this. Because they are allowed to take liberties. I mean, the majority of this game happens in the 60s.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they take liberties, for sure. But
the majority Hint, hint.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
There's some cool stuff in there.
Yeah, it's really an amazing game. I'm really happy for Treyarch because they finally got out of the doghouse, and we're like, look, we are good, and we're gonna show you what we can do, and they brought it.
They did. They brought it.
Red Dead Redemption, another studio, Rockstar Games, that brought it. Did you imagine a Western would not only be picked up by a general audience like it has with this game, but I know that they are quality, so I'm not going to say, could you imagine that they came out with a game this good? No. Rockstar their pedigree is amazing. And the level of attention to detail to a Western environment and sensibilities and characters and the idea of a Western, what a Western is.
And that was great too, because so much of the focus now is on modern combat games, and guns that fire 500 bullets a minute, and like all this crazy stuff. And so it was kind of, the combat in this game was a very refreshing take, because this was all older weapons, single shot weapons, not like crazy blow people away. And so I mean, just even at that most basic single aspect was a nice change from everything else that's been coming out. And you couple that with a story full of kind of stereotypical, quirky Rockstar characters, but still very endearing and interesting. Lots of cool side stories, lots of mechanics. You are herding horses, or not horses, cattle. Well, you can herd horse too, kind of. You can rope them and tame them as your own horse.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to do in there, and
this game is massive. This game is the definition of massive, and the ability that you can play it with friends in a posse. The free roam is one of the coolest pieces of technology that's really happened. I think.
If it's not the coolest implementation of that technology, free roam had its issues.
That's true.
But it was still a lot of fun to partake in.
It made the game of the year list. This is such a spectacular experience. Absolutely worth playing. Next up, game dev story, addictive to the nth degree. And I guess Alex, you would put Cut the Rope in here if you could, right?
I don't know that I would put either of these. I don't think mobile games are quite to the pedigree of their bigger PC/com.
I think it's a. First of all, Alex, you have totally stopped. Alex.
What? You stopped?
Oh, you're back.
What?
You're back.
I'm back.
You're back.
I'm back. I'm waiting on you.
You
my
can't
friends.
wait on me. I'm already going. Game dev story. I wanted to include game dev story because I've put so many hours into this game, and it brought me so much joy. I don't think this game of the year should be reserved for necessarily big action games that have millions and millions of dollars budgets. And I really do think that the mechanics in game dev story and the joy you can have, it makes it puts it on this list for me. I absolutely think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But the next one is one we both agreed on for sure. Limbo.
I hate this game. Why?
Do not do
I'm
that.
Just shutting down, Jack. I refuse to do this anymore.
You can't. No. We both love Limbo.
We did.
It's a spectacular experience, more different and unique and exciting and scary and atmospheric and just
black and white.
Black and white. You've never played a game like this. You've played games you've played games that share mechanics, but you've never played a game like this.
Right.
And
and it's the atmosphere, that atmospheric coat of paint that makes this game stand out so much more from its other side-scrolling puzzle game counterparts. And it was such a nice, tight experience. 5 or 6 hours. Not a lot of fluff in there of why is this part in here? This part is stupid.
Right.
You won't find yourself wondering that. Definitely think that it's stronger in the first part rather than the second part, but that doesn't mean that it's not a great experience all in all. It's just that first part is so good and so creepy and wonderful and all of that. Oh, that little worm that gets in your head. Ooh.
Yeah, this game is fantastic, gorgeous, and fun. So absolutely worth getting for sure. But there can only be one winner, Alex. And would you like to do the honors? Should I do the honors? I will hit the button if you want to do the honors.
Okay, you hit the button and I'll do the honors. How's that? That way you're doing the button honor and I'm doing the mouth part talking honor.
3, 2, 1.
Mass Effect 2
yes,
is our game of the year.
What? Well, I mean, and by the way, these are of this and these nominees and everything were just the games we were able to play. I mean, there are some on my list that I missed and I feel real awful for, like Heavy Rain. Right. I would have really. I mean, I imagine that would have been on this list for sure.
We are two guys. We are not a big group of people who can assign multiple writers.
Right, and we both have jobs, so we play what we can, and we love doing this show. And Mass Effect 2, I think it still might have been my. I mean, it blew me away. It is in my top 5 games of all time for sure.
I figured I went through just to make sure and made a list of all the games that I completed this year, and I've completed 29 games this year, and this is the best one I've played. And this game came out in January.
I know,
which is crazy. It came out a long time ago, to the point where when all this came down to it, we were talking about it. It's like, God, that game felt like it came out so long ago.
Yeah, but it sticks with you. I remember everything in this game because I was in it.
All those character missions, and those character missions, I mean, that's essentially all the game is, is recruiting your team. But each story, oh God, I don't know. Each story is so well told and so different from any of the others, and the way that those stories start making members of your team, conflicting with each other, is brilliant. Man, and I got to bang Miranda at the end of the game, so there's that.
Way to go, Alex! High five!
Yes, high five. Yeah, so what you gush some.
We don't have enough time to gush.
You don't have time to gush.
We don't have time to gush. I have gushed this entire week about Mass Effect 2, so go and watch one of my other gushes. Just play the game. I mean, it might have come out in January, but my God, it is just...
No, they were selling this game on Amazon for $10 recently.
Go
$10.
Pay $60 for it.
$20 at most at this point.
Yeah,
you have no excuse. No excuse.
And I will say, you don't have to play Mass Effect 1 to play Mass Effect 2.
It helps.
It does help, but you don't have to put yourself through. If it's too much of a commitment for you, please jump into Mass Effect 2. Just play it, whatever. Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
That was the Crunch Awards for 2011. This is our first time doing the Crunch Awards, and we're being celebrated by sirens.
Yes, it's burning down.
Thank you for watching. This was fantastic. It was a fantastic year for us. We made our switch to daily shows. It really, so much happened for us. But thank you so much.
Even before that, we went to videos.
I know it's been a lot.
So now we're daily.
But my name is Jack Bogdan.
And my name is Alex Grinling.
And we'll talk to you soon.